Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had looked into indexing of list and slicing of list. And in this session, let's look into the list methods. There are many methods available in the list data type. Some of them has been specified below. Each particular method helps us in a functionality. So suppose if we give sort, it helps us in sorting. If we give the reverse method, it helps in reversing the list. And if we give copy method, it helps in copying the contents of the list. So each method, that is the list method, has a unique functionality and it helps us to get the desired results. So let's look into it in detail. There are in this session I'm covering 11 list methods. 3 of them have already been covered in my earlier sessions. So if you want to get more details on those 3, you can refer to my earlier sessions. Append, insert, extend have already been covered in the session called adding elements to list. So you can refer that particular video to get more details. In this session, let's cover count, index, clear, copy, pop, remove, reverse and then sort. The first one is the count built-in method. It returns the number of occurrences of the element specified in the count parameter. Suppose I am having my list lst1 and I give lst1, that is the list name, dot, count and an element. If I give it as apple, it will search in the list how many times apple is occurring in the list and it will return that value, the count value. So in this particular case, apple is occurring twice in the list, so it will return the value 2. If we specify grapes, grapes is occurring only once in the list, so it will return the value 1. So now let's look into the list. List 1 is having these items. Now let me say x equal to lst1 dot count and I will specify apple. Now if I say x and run the code, I get the output 2 because apple is occurring twice in the list. So the count value of apple in the list is 2. And now let's go on to the next inbuilt method, that is index. It returns the index value or position of the first occurrence of the element specified in the index parameter. Suppose let us consider the same list and let me specify list1.index grapes. Grapes is at the second index, apple is at 0th index, banana is at first index, grapes is at second index. So it will return the index value of the item present in the index parameter. So it will print the value 2 indicating that grapes is at second index. And suppose if I give apple, apple is appearing twice in the list. So which index will it return? It will always return the first occurrence of the element's index. So since apple is occurring first at 0th index, it will return the value 0. So now let's look into the code in detail. So let me say x equal to lst1 dot index and my value is orange, grapes. And now if I say x and run the code, I get the value 2 indicating that grapes is at second index. Now for the same index, let me give the item as apple and run the code. I get 0. That is the first occurrence of apple in the list, the index value of the first occurrence of apple in the list. And now let's move on to the third command, that is the clear command. If I say lst1 dot clear, what does the clear command do? It clears the contents of the list. Suppose my list is having this value and I say clear the list, and again if I say print my list, it will print an empty list indicating that the contents of the list have been cleared. So if I give lst1.clear and then say lst1, run the code, I get an empty list. The contents of the list 1, lst1, has been cleared. And now let's go on to the next command, which is the copy command. So I specify x equal to listname.copy. So this is my list and I say x equal to lst1.copy, and now when I print x, the values of the list 1 would have been copied to x. So x equal to lst1.copy, and now if I print my x, it will have the values present in the list, that is apple, banana, grapes, apple, orange. And one more thing to note here is lst1 and x point to two different memory locations. They will not point to the same memory location. So at any point of time, if we change the contents of list 1, it will not reflect in the x list. So let me change lst1 to melon. Let me change lst1 of 1 to melon, equal to melon. So when I run the code, and now if I say print lst1, I get the value instead of banana, that is at the first location, instead of banana, it has been replaced with the value melon. Now if I say x, print x, it will still have banana because they both are stored at two different memory locations. So if I change the contents of lst1, it will not reflect in x because they are stored at two different memory locations. So this is one point which we need to know while copying the contents of the list. So if we change the contents of lst1, the content will not be changed in x list because they both are at two different memory location. Now let's go into the pop built-in function. What does pop do? It pops an element from the list and removes it from the list. So by default, if I have a list and if I say x equal to list name dot pop, and in the brackets if I don't specify any value, that is by default it will pop out the last item from the list. So x will have the popped item, that is orange, and orange will also be removed from the list lst1. So if I say x equal to lst1 dot pop and I don't give any value, then by default x will pop out orange. Pop will pop out orange from the list, and also it will remove the orange item from the list. So now if I say print x and print lst1. So if I run the code, orange, x is having the popped item, that is orange, and orange has been removed from the list. We have to run this code first, and then when I run this code, I get apple, banana, grapes, apple, orange has been popped out from the list and it has been removed from the list. And the popped item is stored in x. So when we print x, we get orange. So this is how the pop function works. Now if we specify any value within the pop parameter dot pop and I give it as 1, And now if I say print x, print lst1. So now when I run the code, I get if the first index value has been popped out. Banana is at the first index value. It has been popped out, and after popping out banana, apple, grapes, apple are left. So it's giving these values. Banana has been removed from the list. So this is how the pop functionality works in Python. And now remove. It removes an element from the list. The first occurrence of the element will be removed from the list. If there are more than one, if there are duplicate items in the list, it will remove the first occurrence of the element from the list. So this is my list. I'll run it. Then I say lst1.remove and I specify as apple. Apple is occurring twice in the list, but it will remove the first occurrence of apple in the list. Now if I say lst1, if I run the code, the first apple has been removed, but the second apple is as it is. So only the first occurrence of the item will be removed from the list. Reverse. If I give list1.reverse, it will reverse the contents of the list, and then if I say print list1, it will reverse the contents of the list. First let me run this, and then let me run this. So orange will come first, it is reversed, then apple, then grapes, then banana, and then the first apple. The first apple will go to the last, and orange will come to the first, and in the similar way all the items will get moved. Orange will be at the first, then this apple, grapes, banana, and then apple. Now let's go on to the next built-in method, which is the sort. As the name suggests, it will sort the contents of the list. So if I say sort, let me run this lst1, and if I sort it, I get apple. Apple is A is coming first, so it will sort in the alphabetical order. Apple, apple, banana, grapes, and then orange. So friends, hope so you have understood it. The different built-in methods, that is append, insert, extend, have already been covered, and in today's session we saw count, index, clear, copy, pop, remove, reverse, and then sort. So friends, hope so you have understood it. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button, and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos.